What's up, family? What's up, people? We out here. We motherfucking out here. Uh, if you haven't watched my video, value, go watch the video before you come watch this one. Life and death. You know, you gotta celebrate life before you celebrate death. You gotta celebrate life more than you celebrate death. You know, you can't have, grandma living, but the baby shower is coming, and you pick grandma over the baby shower. That ain't right. That ain't right. So you gotta celebrate life that's coming in over life that's going up. You know how black people be at the funeral. We be extra. Motherfucker gonna cry, roll the body on the ground, just do extra stuff on the funeral. Mom always come up with something. Oh, my aunt, remember this uncle? He died. You remember this? This guy, he died. I'm asking mom, like, mom, who is coming in life? Who they just give birth to? That's what I want to know, because I'm gonna be here for long. I'm gonna be here with them, and it's more important to deal with them. I know how to deal with them. I know how they gotta work to get to the next point. Then grandma did what she did for me to learn, and she gone. So you gotta value life more than you value death. Maybe that's why we're here. One of the purpose of life is to vibrate to the highest level of the Creator, to contribute to the sound of life. That's the purpose. So you can't be overly extra at the funeral and don't show no love at the gender reveal or the baby shower. You can't do that. So we got to show more love to life. And that's why a lot of our leaders die and they don't get no wealth. I mean, they might have help at the end of what they were doing, but they didn't get love in the sense of the feeling of a leader, of a teacher. We didn't value a lot of our teachers. That's why they're gone. And even if a motherfucker gonna die, true, yes. And the point of life is to prepare for death, and the point of death is to prepare for life. Yes, motherfucker gonna die, true. You gonna die of something. I don't know, nigga. You might get killed by a woman. Nigga, you might get killed by alcohol. Motherfuckers take crazy drugs out here today. So, value life more than you value death. It start with you. You gotta value life more than you value death. I gotta work on that too. But I don't have too much problem, because I know I never was, not saying I don't cry, but I never was the dude that cry at the funeral that much. No, I'm a gun. So it is what it is. When females act like they want to be a single mom all their life, I don't know where that's coming from. But that ain't you. You can't accept that. You can't accept that as part of you. I don't know where. I think where this is coming from is they have a secret. What's the word? Intention. I don't want to use that word. Okay, intention. They have a secret intention to have multiple men. So for them to accept the fact that they're gonna have just one man and be under that one man, they don't want to have to agree to that, because a real man gonna make you work. A real man that lead gonna give you that work. So you don't want that work. You rather be on your own, but still you trying to benefit of having multiple men. So you go have baby by this other guy, and then have another baby by this other guy. And once a man heat, he gonna heat again. Yeah. Once a man heat up, he gonna heat. If he heat now, he gonna heat again. So I don't know. That ain't the way to go. So, that how did you get here in the first place? How did you get alive in the first place? Your soul is made up of a piece of the sun. That's why they call it soul. Even the word soul, you see the S-U in there, sun. You know, the seed of your soul is your pioneer gland, your third eye. So how are you working on understanding the spiritual side of things in terms of relationship, in terms of that your baby growing up? Are you working on that? You know. So as I was saying, when you start valuing people who are living more than you value people who are dead and gone, you know, they always want you to celebrate something that's gone. I hate when I see people like I made Tupac, Nipsey Hussle, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. Fuck Martin Luther King, Martin Luther King. I hate when I see a motherfucker being worn on a shirt. I don't like that. Maybe on a necklace, put a nice picture on the neck. Maybe that, better on the shirt. It be looking extra. It be looking niggerish. That's some niggerish shit. And a lot of niggas do have crackatosis. Extreme love of crackers. And a lot of niggas do love crackatosis. That shit come from Sada Suicide. I like them two niggas when they were walking together, Sada Suicide and Young Federal. I miss them too. Dynamic dudes. I miss them too, dynamic dudes. Fuck around and have a dynamic trip on this motherfucker. It ain't right. It ain't right. You gotta leave the old ways behind. You gotta leave the old ways behind. Start by celebrating life.